following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Is it River?
No.
Well,
It's River.
that's not. Is it though? Has anyone else got that?
You're the guys questioning people. Gives the player character something to do.
I told Dex to let you know just before you got to her. So,
Alright. Well, we'll walk down the street a little bit more and then cross the crime scene.
There's something wrong with that guy's face. That's the sunglasses. I don't know. It's too rounded. Oh shit! Here they come.
Well, sirs and madams, are you enjoying the show?
Everyone's like really nervous, but the girl's just standing there, just looking around interestedly.
Well, we are agents of the DMV, so
What's going on? What can you tell us anything about?
I-
How about a crowd?
we would rather not contaminate any evidence people here could provide.
Was it a mutant? The DMV's here. It must be a mutant.
Has anyone here witnessed any of the events that happened here as they played out, or arrived immediately afterward?
I think I might have seen a mutant once. The girl is not responding. She's just still looking around.
You there, young miss, you haven't...
Young miss. Oh, I suppose so.
Have you...
Ooh, a multimorph.
Why,
And
yes.
you must be a psyker of some kind. Ooh, Thalmiel. But you're Euclid, which means you're not done with training.
Would you object to being questioned more and care to step away?
Oh,
from-
absolutely not. But I mean, I didn't see anything, but it's fascinating. Class 3 super strength, throwing a van. Looks like he stamped on a guard's head. Money
Wow.
missing from the back.
We have
Secondary chase vehicle and another one you probably haven't been told about that was lying in wait doing the timing. Let me guess, a Mustang or a Charger of some kind, judging from those prints?
Well, like I said about contaminating evidence that might be present here, if you would be willing to step away from the group.
Oh,
Seeing-
certainly, officer.
What are you, is this some kind of junior detective thing that you're
Oh,
just...
no, I'm just super interested in this ever since my brother was awarded that congressional medal.
Your last name wouldn't happen to be Magruder.
River Magruder.
Oh, shit!
And you must be...
Alvin Clay. Absolute pleasure to
strong
meet you.
handshake. I am
Well.
a cipher. Right.
Well, I mean... Frisch page. Well, I mean, for an expert opinion such as yours, you seem to...
And judging from your notes, no one's seen how that guy got dismembered and left in a giant pool of blood, which is weird considering the newlyweds saw the guy staggering out of the van and then another guy leaving down the road.
Damn, I think I should be taking lessons from her instead of classes.
Well, lack of significant boot printery that matches the ones down the road, I'd say it was someone else that split the guy up.
That would make a lot of good sense, especially since now we have to check to see if there was another vehicle, as you may have just introduced.
Blood splatter pattern analysis indicates the head was popped off first, bounced twice, and then landed where it is, draining into the gutter. The body was dismembered afterwards, possibly as a means of leading you off.
These guys did not have a good day.
Who's the floating guy? I've never seen him before.
He hasn't been with the group live, but he's been...
Gravity control, right?
Yeah, and he is, if you get really close to him, his power actually smells of vanilla.
Aww.
He's the sweetest old man, smells of vanilla, and...
So Ignatium?
Not sure if it's a side effect of his power or not, but he is the sweetest old man. You probably like it.
I like old men. They tell good stories.
He has some fantastic stories. Told us how he met his wife and
Oh,
lost her.
that's cute. So, What's it look like? Oh, obviously you want to ask me questions. Never mind. I didn't actually see anything, but I came running once I heard the sirens.
Honestly, it's worth taking down your assessment of this crime scene simply because it sounds better than any of the stuff I'd written down so far.
I watch a lot of TV.
I don't, but I'm getting used to it.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of good. Have you seen the Crime Scene Magician show, where they use magic to see things that couldn't be seen at the scene?
No, though that does sound interesting.
Yeah, it's called Crime Scene Magic Miami or something. They have a wizard who's always right, so it's kind of a bit of a letdown.
Shit, magic would be so damn handy if it were real.
Oh, God, tell me about it. Magic is not real, though.
Well, it'd be stupid if it was. Hey, I can do anything. Let's not solve this crime. So, if you had a look at like the skid marks, you're not going to do something crazy and be able to tell me the make and model of the vehicle that left them, right?
Well, I can already tell those skid marks came from a GNC security van, and in fact probably belong to that GNC van over there.
Well, it would be negligent of me if I were to say something about a getaway vehicle being further down the street, but if you were to have a look down there and then...
I mean, I'm not a detective or anything.
No, you're just a very helpful citizen, like your brother.
He's great, and I just want to be like him.
Well, ma'am,
Doesn't everyone though?
This is some pretty fantastic stuff right here.
Well, you would have got most of this from just talking to the people around there.
Yeah, but now I'm going to look a lot smarter than a lot of my fellows here.
Oh, well, then everyone wins.
Cypher, can you think of anything you want to ask?
How do you know all of this? You are too far away to have seen it. I have great eyesight. I just asked my karate instructor. I didn't do the fence. It's childish bullshit.
Well, that, and, you know, I mean, her brother...
Are you a mutant? No, there are no mutants in my family. Oh, of course. You are very lucky.
Can I try and insight that?
Yes.
Just 'cause 15, so 19.
She's very convincing. Almost perfectly convincing.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd have to get a nat 20, and even then, I'm not sure. Even then, he might offer you a hero point to be like, no, I don't know though.
Well, good luck with your investigation.
Okay, do you have... I mean, honest to God, do you have a contact number or something? Cypher, that card?
Of course. Feel free to call us with any information.
Getting phone
Thank
numbers
you.
off 17-year-old girl.
To be fair, I just gave her my number. Yeah, and you know, if you're ever looking for a career...
Yeah, I don't know
So
what I'm
good-
going to do. I currently work at the Smart Labs, though, in their science thing.
Holy shit.
I work in bioresearch at the moment because someone blew up our previous lab. Oh wait, I know who blew up our lab. It was Soviet.
Oh shit, that girl...
Curse that perfectly villainous woman who does not do things for the right intent at all. Now you can tell she's lying. Like, she doesn't think that at all.
Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't like some things at my job anyway. It would be a shame if someone destroyed the lab I didn't want to work with, and then I got a swank new one.
Yeah, the thing is, bioscience isn't my field.
What, you want to get out in the open air and do stuff more like this? You said you have an interest.
Maybe. I just hope they rebuild the lab soon. Anyway, good luck with your investigation. It sounds like you guys are asking all the right questions.
Well, I mean, thank you, young lady.
Can't wait to see what the newspaper says this is going to be.
It was a boating accident.
That young girl is disturbingly insightful.
Incredibly so.
Suspiciously so. Perhaps we should arrest her.
On what grounds? She's not a
She's
mutant.
She's blocking decks.
She's not a mutant. We don't have any jurisdiction over her.
Normal people can keep him out, like Tibetan monks with their incredible mental discipline can keep
and
psychics out.
she did mention basically doing...
Dex?
martial
Yes!
About the girl. You
Oh
could-
yeah, arrest her. She's got to be a mutant. Filthy mutant.
Well, she said she's not a mutant, I think. But,
Of course she did!
But you're being suspicious of the sister of that Xander Magruder guy, so I think...
Oh, so she's probably like top 1% of humanity.
Well, that and
Like those stupid monks.
she did mention she studied some kind of egg foo martial stuff.
That'll probably be it. The incredible mental discipline of those martial artists. God, I hate those martial artists! Keeping me out of their heads, wrecking things up.
Okay.
Weapons don't do that.
So, do we need to gather up and see what kind of clues we're intermeshing and mingling here? Like,
Well, Johnny is finishing interviewing his houses, and I think the other two are still looking into the treehouse, but I mean, ask Roxanne.
Roxy, do we need a status update here?
I mean, have you got any pertinent information yet? Have you interviewed all your houses?
I'm done with this side of the street. Johnny's got the other side, and we've just met like some kind of wonderkind genius girl who's given me a very nice evaluation of the crime scene as she sees it, as well as the witnesses we've interviewed.
Jennifer
so
will break in on the comms. Yes, well, I've got an evaluation too. Do you want to hear about the van?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay, I've got a preliminary timeline. We do need to get lab results, so please, this is preliminary only. Do not take this as gospel. But it looks like the van landed on its roof with only one occupant, who was in the back. Judging from the blood splatter in the back, they knocked themselves about a bit and were probably stunned. This guard, I would say from the footprints and things outside, that would be the separated body in the middle of the street. The second guard would have been ejected beforehand and was killed by a severing force that pulverized the head into the ground. I'm going to say this was a boot stomp from an exceptionally large boot.
If I'm looking at the van, is it rear facing going
Yes.
that way?
Yes.
That lines up with what I've got so far, where
Now, there are grip marks on the front, on the sides, near the door actuators, just behind the engine. Judging from the torque marks, a pair of large hands, and before you ask, no, I can't get prints, gloves or something. Must have grasped this, pushed in a bit, and then maybe tossed it, I would say, onto its roof. So, most likely mutant or big robot.
Okay, I want to ask something. This stuff on the roof in here, is this...
Boomerangs, some balls and frisbees. Kids
and the
stuff.
Okay, so it's not stuff that's flicked up onto the
No,
roof
it's
and
kid
fallen
stuff
over the
that has
gutters
been
and
thrown
stuff.
up on there.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
It's just little details of realism.
That's just blood draining from the head
Yes,
into
it
the
is.
drain.
okay, we've got bodies on the north and south side of this accident. Do we have any evidence of tire tracks going through the scene?
No, that's
Nope.
that's the thing. If this talk of one or two maybe other cars, they must have been parked or been around here somewhere and then turned around, or maybe even parked a little further down.
Well, the one
Because there's no evidence of anything coming through afterwards and messing up with the crime scene.
Well, our friend that jumped in front of the van, people turned up and started watching the accident when the grabbing of the van seems to have happened. Nobody's seen where our friend who did the grab has actually come from, or he hasn't appeared suspicious waiting on a corner.
Wait a minute.
The
And
Kishwa will come running up to you're the closest. I have found evidence. This way, follow my spear.
Okay.
He runs 200 yards down the road.
Okay. Down the swamp.
Yep. Here in the gutter, I have kept away. As you have said, the dark spirits may be there. There's a pair of money bags. Like proper strap bank handling money bags. Empty. Sitting in a gutter.
They're slashed open or something? Is there any indication?
They have been cut down the side to avoid the tamper lock.
tweezers because they're empty. They should be able to just pick them up with that.
One of the
Dexy, could you bring a bag over for?
sending one of the police forensic douches.
Cool.
Oh, what's going on here?
Could you open a bag, please?
Of
I want
course.
Some evidence. And then the other one. Good spotting there.
Okay. And you'll need to sign the chain of evidence. Thank you. I'll put it with the others.
Do we need to put down a little cone and to say that
Yes.
came from this site?
57. You said there, we must not go near that because we may disturb the traces of the beasts.
Good spotting there. Keep up the good work. Keep looking around. See what else you can find.
I will search far and wide.
Look for any coins or anything that might have come out of there too.
Coins?
Yes, more
Roxy.
tokens of money.
I will look for things that should not be there.
Roxy, he's pretty good at tracking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can he have a look at the footpaths and grass and roads around where the van was intercepted and see if the guy was waiting on the grass or...
That voice in my ear again. Your magic token works.
Can you do what he just
I have
requested?
already done it. Look you, there's a huge boot print in the mushy grass.
Which is this just
On the other side of the road from where the bags were.
just a single boot print?
Just one boot print.
In which direction is it?
Heading towards town.
So it's going like with the street, not like into a house or something.
Puts his spear up against it.
It is this long. Such a boot.
Also, Dex, just looking at a boot print here, can you just pass that to everyone? I've taken a photo, but...
Upon initial inspection, that seems to match the one we found in the blood.
Interesting that it's just one.
Can you look at it again and maybe we can see the scenario? Yeah, look. The angle, it's coming from the pavement through there onto the road. Someone got picked up. Where did you find this?
It's about 200 yards further south.
Huh, why there?
Well, so there was the two money sacks that have been opened up.
Tire tracks? Can you check for tire tracks or anything?
We're going to start looking around now.
You don't find any.
Oh.
It's not like they spun rubber and pulled out.
Yeah, that's basically what looking for.
Professionals.
I want to take Cypher and go and have a look at the severed body parts just to
Okay.
see. I mean, I've been using a lot of knives and blades. I want to see how clean those cuts were made.
Alright, give me a roll.
That's 16 on the die.
The ragged edges and signs of torsion indicate that the arms and legs were avulsed, meaning someone grabbed the arm and twisted it off. It was not cut.
A thought too. There's a lot of blood around there. Is there a chance that somebody might have also created so much blood in that area, gore, to hide some evidence?
I've
on the
taken
road?
lots of testing samples from all over. Jennifer says from like right by you. We're going to have to wait on the lab results. But there is a lot of blood. I've taken samples from various places.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's hiding anything there, like those additional tire tracks or something.
Maybe
else.
Harmony could just bend it off the ground once we've finished with evidence collection.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with it
Yeah.
until we...
Look, does anyone see any trails of blood leading away from here? Because something ripped this guy apart, and I'm not seeing... It would have gotten covered in blood, but I don't see any drip trails or anything leading away. He's been torn apart. This wasn't clean, and yet the person didn't wind up covered in blood and dripping everywhere?
Well, we should all look around.
Or if they're a mutant, maybe they've got some kind of telekinesis and can rip people apart from the...
Want to walk over to the drain and just see if anything's been washed away with the blood down.
Thank you! Roll.
15 and investigate?
Yes. Unless you have forensics.
I don't, but I do have a 29 in investigation.
Because you could also...
You have found evidence in the drain. Stuck by the coagulating blood to the underside of the grate, there is money.
I got money here.
$100 bills.
Multiple. We got hundreds.
There is, in fact, also a wad.
Okay, there's a lot of money over here in the drain. So it looks like somebody dropped something.
Jennifer will come running over with a bag and tongs. She'll pick up the wad.
Hopefully you got a fingerprint.
And she puts it in the bag, seals it up, and she's like, through the bag, she separates it, and it goes poof with orange. They threw away the dye pack. Professionals. They threw away the fucking dye pack. Good spot, Alvin. Yes, Alvin, your idea to search the drain was excellent. We should all keep an eye in future. Perhaps the drain on the other side will also hold something.
There's also the one by the head itself, but...
That's not driving into a drain, though. It's into a gutter.
Okay.
Alright. Let's go check the other one.
Harmony and Tom will return.
Now, I do have a question, too. I've noticed that there's the sidewalk. There's very careful, gaps where the driveways are, but there's also one here where there is no driveway. Is that intentional?
That is intentional, because there used to be a garage there, but the house has been built new.
Okay.
But they can't change the side path, but there's no garage there. That's just a little detail I put in.
Okay.
I assure you it is not significant in any way to the case.
Okay, just making sure.
But it may be significant to a secret underground lair with a car in it.
That's wondering what I'm actually wondering. Whether something...
Well, put that out of your head. Woo, 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 woo. There we go. You're dandruffy. Pay no attention to the super secret hideout.
Well, I'm not even there. I'm, here.
Yeah.
Good.
We're checking out the other side.
You'll come back. There were no children in the treehouse whatsoever.
They didn't run inside the house or something? Or?
No, we asked. I don't like how that guy was looking at you. He has right to look at me. I am glorious.
What day is it?
Wednesday.
Okay, so this is in the morning, 10 in the morning, blah blah. Most likely kids would be at school anyway.
Your investigation has gone on so long it's probably closing on lunchtime now.
Yeah.
Right, anything else anyone wants to do?
I would like to investigate and just have a look through all of the detritus as it's scattered around, just looking for anything that's incredibly out of place.
Kitchwa's found the car.
You don't say.
Abandoned and torched.
Oh.
I want our investigative geniuses to go over it anyway. Can you spare one? Not Dexy.
Jan?
Why not me?
Wait. Take Anne with you as well. The old dude mentioned there was something...
Oh God, I've been waiting for something to do. It's like everyone forgot I existed.
Anne.
What are we gonna do?
Anne, old dude mentioned that the engine sounded really interesting. It was too high-pitched. It had been modified.
Got you. Let's go.
Yeah, I said the ones who weren't mentioned were just mulling around looking for evidence.
Weeks and Peterson are finally allowed to touch the van, so they're going to rip the onboard computer out. I'm going to check their GPS and the accelerometer and see if anything's going on. He says, opening up a laptop. So yes, you're looking for detritus. There's van detritus and the usual scatter patterns.
Well, the van got flipped and shit. You're looking for cigarette packets, anything that.
There's a box of donuts that's been scattered around. There's some cigs, water bottle, and whiskey. Shattered bottle of whiskey.
Well, maybe our boys were drinking on the job.
Excuse me. Over here. Lana Svelte. Cold Rock's Post. What's going on here, and how is this Miranda's fault?
Ma'am, I'm afraid this is currently under investigation.
Pictures of these guys.
And
the public has a right to know. Are the DMV on top of this? Do you expect a soon closure? Are your best men working on this disruption of suburban life?
I believe we do have we have the best intentions, we have the best people working on it, but I'm afraid
And who are you?
I'm Alvin K.
Lana Svelte.
As
Slips into your palm. There's a folded piece of paper.
Well, thank you, Miss Svelte. I'm just, at the moment, we are clear instructions that we are to say that there are no comments so far.
Interesting. So is that contradictory to the actual investigation results?
Is
there a government cover-up? The public has a right to know.
At the moment, we do not wish to contaminate any sources of evidence that we may find in order to get the...
Do you think this was a targeted failed hit attempt on Xander Magruder, who only lives 2 doors down from the map?
We have no reason to think that. At the moment,
Will you be investigating his property to see if any other assassins are hiding there?
At the moment, madam, as you can clearly see, we cannot ascertain clearly, but an attack on a bank vehicle has happened. It's looking like it might be merely a robbery, but...
And the excessively large presence of DMV investigators wouldn't have anything to do with Miranda Lewis's relationship with Xander Magruder.
I would not think so, man. It's just a lot of DMV assets happen to be in place here, and we are being tapped to handle this in a most concise and thorough way as humanly possible.
Well,
your tax dollars at work, man.
Oh, good line. Yes, very good. Tax dollars at work. Well, be sure to remember that when it's time for the results to come out, that the Cold Rocks Post has the back of government officials in this matter. The public will want to hear about a successful result.
Square shoulders, arms at the side. Thank you.
The shops are this way, right?
Yep.
What's this way? Like what?
The edge of town, a highway, the Drake Estate.
And what's this way?
Xander's house, more stuff. Eventually the stadium.
Could I get somebody to check in and make sure that this was the intended route of the bank vehicle? I'm just trying to figure out why it came from out of town and residential area and went into and was heading in the direction of another residential area.
My radio loud enough for her to hear?
No, she's got a thing in her ear.
Interesting.
Could you comment on the possibility that the bank vehicle may have been diverted to this area where noted hero Xander Magruder lives?
I'm afraid the policy is we have to go no comment on anything there at the moment.
You can't blame me for asking.
Code 11. Radio's compromised.
Attack Tunnel 2, everybody. Kitchwell wants to know what that means. He's tried beating his radio on the ground and nothing but sparks came out. He wonders if he's released the soul of the little goblin that tells him things.
I'll adjust it for him, assuming it's working.
Isn't it a bit ridiculous that he's so tribal? Oh, God. He's a spear chucker, but... He chucks spears!
Head away from the group and it'll be Cold Rocks Post is here. Watch.
Excuse me.
Sir.
I'm with the Warrior. Do you have any comment on this tragic mutant attack?
Sir, I'm afraid that our policy at the moment is we have to go no comment. We do not want
sorry.
to...
I'm John Q. Public. There's money in his hand. There you go.
Sir, as a government agent, your tax dollars are already funding us, so please.
My God. It can't be. An uncorruptible government agent. The public must know about this wondrous occasion. My God. The Negro is the most integrity of all of them. This is the fall of the white race. The Black Revolution has come. They're going to be leading us all. You've got to believe me.
Oh, he said it.
So, we officially have to go no comment, but please...
He's run off down the road screaming and ranting.
And the
young girl is just like, sorry about that.
And the Warrior was here.